Red Nation, are we here? The best show for Chicago sports.
Yeah. We back. What's good? What is going on, world? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Feeling healthy, back in the building. Glad to be back doing what we love. On the docket today, Suns get blown out. But can the Chicago Bulls learn something from watching what the Phoenix Suns did all the way up to the front office? Also, is Devin Booker really Zach Lavine? He's really better than Zach Lavine? Is it? We're going to talk about that. And then we got to break down this Bucks run, man. Was the Bucks run all based on injury? Also got a little bit of Lonzo Ball news from the Cap and J Hood show this morning. Let's go! Glad to be back. Glad to be back where I belong. Let's get into some sports talk, baby. What's good? Been a little while. Your boy had COVID. It ain't no hope. COVID is no joke. Shout out to everybody for tuning in for another morning, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel as long as I'm not down, as long as I'm not down for the count. I just need y'all to do me a favor. Go ahead and
push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
hit that like button, subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel, man, as we welcome in my brother from another mother into the chat. And he's hyped because his team is going back. Mr. Stefan the Don in the building.
Yeah.
Oh, he coming in with big energy. Coming in with big energy.
Yeah.
He's coming in with big energy.
Big energy. We back.
Here we go.
We in the ECF.
Here we go.
Hey, listen. I know I ain't never hooped. But when I'm right, I'm right. I'll be trying to tell y'all. Hey. And before we get this started, real quick, Baki, you got to see me.
We didn't get to do that. We didn't get to do that on the show.
Listen.
I heard about this.
Hey, listen. That was disrespectful. You got to see. We got to run that back. I'm gonna give you another one. We got to run that back, but that was disrespectful.
Hey, Baki. I heard Baki got worked out on the sticks. It wasn't pretty out there, man.
Hey man, I told hey, Breeze Ringo and Madden Ringo.
Two different Ringos.
hey, that's a different Ringo. He thought he had it.
I love it.
He blamed it on the Denny's menu.
He had the Denny's menu.
He said he had the Denny's menu. What's up, Rob? What's going on?
Got the spice in here in the morning, man. Hey, listen, we got a lot to talk about, too, because there's a lot of spice going around in sports in general today, right? Like Pat Bev on Get Up this morning, throwing strays everywhere, just everywhere. Bow,
hey,
bow,
first take.
Bow. Hey,
first take.
Hey, I love that Stephen A. said ESPN will probably never have Pat Bev back, but I got to love the content. Dog, they got to have, like, are you really that insecure about yourself that you're not going to have him back on the show? Like, he was making us feel odd. I ain't gonna lie to you. And you know what? I'll say this, right?
I would bring him back.
He made JJ Redick seem like a regular analyst because JJ couldn't play the I played card. I play basketball, so I know what I'm talking about. I played in the NBA, so I know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, there was somebody else sitting across from him that played in the NBA, and it was like, well, I mean, yeah, I get what
I
you're saying,
mean,
but you know,
when you put it like that,
you know what I'm saying, dog? He had nothing
hey,
to say when it came to him. But I did want to get into this, right? This is an interesting topic that I felt like would be good for the show. Because at a minimum, right, like the playoffs are fun. We're enjoying what we're seeing. We're gonna talk about these games, but let's be real. We don't care. Like you still care, but like most of the people in this chat, we don't care.
yeah.
The number one searched answer on Pat Bev, by the way, on StatMuse is Pat Bev versus Chris Paul. It's the number one search thing on StatMuse today. But we saw a stat on Get Up that I thought was very interesting, where it was talking about Chris Paul in the first 2 games versus in the last 5 games and the effect that it had on the team, right? Chris Paul in the first 2 games averaged about 22 points a game, did his thing, really came out balling. After that, though, you're talking about the last 5 games, he averaged about 9 points per game. His turnover
It was like 9, 6, and 5, right?
yeah. His turnover to assist ratio was god awful in the last 5 games of it, right? And as I watched it, the only thing that I could think was, how is Devin Booker playing right now? What is Devin Booker doing right now? Because we kept having this conversation of how, and you were kind of the champion of it, of Devin Booker's that dude without Chris Paul. Devin Booker's cooking without Chris Paul. He was this
Right.
level of player without Chris Paul. And I would think that what we saw in the last 5 games, not to say that it is everything, right? But we saw that Devin Booker is still a really good basketball player. But having a point guard that can direct everything well changes everything for not only Devin Booker, but the rest of your team. And that's what the Bulls need to focus on here going into this with Zach Lavine. Nobody would come into this and say you shouldn't pay Devin Booker the max money. Devin Booker's a baller.
Oh no! Outside of those 2 games, very very crucial games. I mean, he was hooping, but I mean, you saw the game plan, which was basically we not finna let him score every time he touched the ball, send bodies, and they basically stopped playing drop coverage, and by that time, hey, and we had the discussion why they wasn't paying Ayton. I think that pretty much summed it up, especially in the post game.
Yeah, he might be out of there.
Hey, Monty said it's internal. That mean that that's you, brother.
It's
That's you,
above
brother.
me. Monty hit him with a, it's above me now.
Hey,
But no,
it's out of my hand.
it really shows you, right? Like in the last 5 games, Devin Booker, 18, 2 and 6, 35, 4 and 7, 28, 7 and 2. Those are 2, 3, and 4. And when Chris Paul really started to struggle, right? Chris Paul still played played okay, got some good assists, you know what I'm saying? Fouled out, I think, what was that, game 4 he fouled out of? You know, one of those with the where his family was pushed.
Oh yeah, he was playing like a cluck that game.
Yeah. But Devin Booker played pretty well, shot at 55% from the field. You know what I'm saying? But the last 2, you really see the effect of it. 19, 8 and 3 on 35% shooting, 0% from 3. 11, 3 and 2 on 21% shooting, 0% from 3. I'm coming down a little bit, Ringo. Like
Okay, I got you.
I feel like you see the difference in the player when your top tier point guard isn't good to go. When your top tier point guard isn't the guy that you thought he was going to be. It's a similar trend to what we saw with Zach Lavine. When he lost Lonzo Ball, which could be an even bigger concern going into this offseason. Now that we got the news a little bit from Cap this morning on Cap and J Hood, still getting an echo from you, on Cap and J Hood, that the front office is even more concerned about Lonzo Ball's knee than we thought they were, that the front office is even more concerned about Lonzo Ball's knee heading into the offseason because he's still unable to ramp up his knee. I feel like now you're going into this situation where you have to have that point guard in place for players to be that next level player on this team. Not to say that it should be the end all be all. Not to say that Lonzo Ball's the key to unlocking Zach Lavine, and that's what it should be. As you can see here, Devin Booker's still a really good player without uh, uh, um, Chris Paul on the court at times. But what takes you to that next level? What gets us to that point where we feel like Zach Lavine can take that next step? I feel like it's having that point guard in place that's going to lead you to the promised land along with Zach, along with the rest of those guys, right? Because like the point guard is the one that's going to put you in the position to be wide open, and you want to have that high IQ. You saw when Chris Paul started making those mistakes, all of a sudden it was a quad injury right out of nowhere. But when he started making those mistakes, Devin Booker wasn't the same player. Last 5 games, 22, 4.8, and 4. Those are not Devin Booker numbers.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, I mean, especially with that Lonzo injury, it's crazy because I mean, now you look at him, he fam, you if you talking about the knee possibly not healing right. I'm trying to figure out now what's the contingency plan for AK, because the crazy thing is like, okay, now you talking about Lonzo not being back. We just pay him 80 M's. Possibly is he gonna come back and be the same? I mean, you got IO. Do you go out and possibly get get you like a Dennis Schroeder or a or John Wall. These are things that you gotta kind of possibly put in play, but it definitely works off the Devin Booker point that you were talking about, because they were making a point about Chris Paul just turned 37. The minute he turned 37, like, and then the game changed, and JJ said, it was like, bro, stop playing drop coverage. Dorian Finney-Smith is 6'7". Put him here. Stop playing drop coverage. Guard up. Force everything to D book. And basically that's what we saw. Like, so I mean, do you? I mean, because I even brought it up last night. Like, I was talking about this with my brother. Like, what's the contingency plan for the Suns? Because even then, I mean, you gave Chris Paul that money, and rightfully so. But I mean, when I hear Monty say things like it's internal, Robert Sarver was already on the fence about bringing him back. You didn't really show up.
Yeah.
What do the Suns do? Because you trying to win now with these 2 primetime shooting guards in the league. It's like what do you really do? So the contingency plans for me moving forward they're like, that's something that you definitely gonna have to keep an eye on, because what you're trying to do is you trying to capitalize on this window.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that you got to take into account going into it, not only just with the Suns, but with the Bulls as well, is that, like, at least with the Bulls, right, you kind of feel good about Ayo Dosunmu coming into this situation. You kind of feel good about where the point guard, at least at the backup position, is, and maybe you go out and you get somebody else in that situation. But you put a lot of money in Lonzo Ball, right? And like I said, to me, Lonzo Ball is your key to Zach Lavine playing at that top tier level. You see, when Lonzo was on the court, like, yes, you were playing against weaker competition, but when Lonzo Ball was on the court, all of a sudden Zach Lavine is always open. All of a sudden Zach Lavine always has a lane to the bucket. He's playing at a better clip. He's playing more aggressive, right? Like, with the injuries involved in that as well, and also just for this team as a whole, how the defense is based off of. But really, like, the point to me is, like, would any of us say you shouldn't pay Devin Booker his money?
No. You pay him his money.
We've consistently seen that when Devin Booker doesn't have Chris Paul on the floor, his game changes. And in the
He
playoffs, there's more people attacking you. There's more defenses going at you. There's more things, and all of a sudden, Devin Booker's game starts to struggle a little bit. But we wouldn't look at Devin Booker and say, "Hey, don't give that guy his money." I understand what he can be, but he's not that without Chris Paul.
nah.
I'm not going to say that for Zach Lavine either. I want to see Zach Lavine get his money. I want to see Zach Lavine get his max deal, and I want people to understand that he's going to be better if he has a top tier point guard in there. Lonzo Ball can be that guy, but there are concerns around Lonzo's knee right now. There's a lot of concerns around Lonzo's knee right now, and if here's the thing that was interesting that Cap said in that breakdown of it. He said if the Eastern Conference Finals were starting today and the Chicago Bulls were going to go, Lonzo couldn't play. That's still a problem. That's a major problem. If the Eastern Conference Finals are starting today, Lonzo still could not play.
Wow.
So you're going into this now, and listen, it does affect how you go into this offseason now. Like you're going into this offseason now and you're saying, hey, Lonzo Ball might not be able to go. We were just planning on going to get a big man. Now you're talking about possibly having to go get a backup point guard, maybe a starting point guard if you don't want Io to start just yet. Now you're talking about having to go get another point guard off of the bench, another spot where you could have filled it with a backup 3 that you need desperately, a backup 4 that you need desperately. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things to take into consideration now, and there's a lot of concern around that. If I'll say this about Cap, right? There's a lot of things like he has crazy takes, he has wild takes. Sometimes the information you get is like, all right, this is definitely his opinion. But the Chicago Bulls, Cap is very tied to teams in the NBA. He was a scout for teams in the NBA. He's very tied to people in the Chicago Bulls. If he gets that information, he was one of the first people to report during the season that the Bulls would fire Jim Boylan. He was one of the first people to report that they would trade Lauri Markkanen. He knows his sources are usually pretty good when it comes to the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's telling you right now that there are concerns around Lonzo Ball's knee, you've got serious concerns around Lonzo's knee. We got Hayes in the building, man. Shout out to Hayes in the chat, man. It says if the Bulls start in this draft, it's going to be telling about Lonzo. That's a fact. You've got the 18th pick. You might actually have to use it now. A pick where all we've talked about is how do the Bulls trade this pick? Is there a point guard in this NBA that you're going to trade the 18th pick in the draft for right now?
Nah. I mean now, because if you're talking about the concerns with Lonzo's knee, I gotta take the I'm keeping the pick, and then we got to see what we got in the draft. Now, I mean the wild part to that is, you feel me, like how is that going to affect how the Bulls run offense, right? Because you went from every possession we're open and you feel me, Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu and Lonzo is playing D, to now we got I'm not gonna say a no name rookie, but we got an unproven rookie. We got a guy with championship experience who can start for us. And we got a second year dude that we believe in, but are we ready to start him? Do we like? So you kind of back in the same situation kind of when you didn't have Lonzo.
Yeah.
Last year, and this kind of messes up everything else, because you don't know if because the plan was they need to go out and trade the pick, get a big, and all this other stuff. So I mean this is just big info.
Yeah.
Coming from him. So it's tough. It's tough.
It's definitely tough. And like I said, what it really shows me, right? What the loss to Phoenix last night showed me is how much you really need your point guard to put you in a good position to win consistently. How much you really need, right? Like we've gotten to the point right now, right, where we don't talk about guys, oh, I need a point guard here. Oh, I'm going to need my point guard for this. It's more so like, do you have a star or don't you have a star? But the point guard position is, to me, the Sun series really showed you the importance of having a dominant level point guard on the team. It really showed me the importance of having somebody who, on a consistent night in and night out basis, can come out and set you up for success. And the Bulls didn't have that. And listen, we saw it with the Bulls last season, right? Like you saw the difference in Lonzo Ball. You saw the drop off that was there when you didn't have Lonzo, and then it was just Ayo Dosunmu. You saw how much of an impact it made on your team as a whole. And now I feel like you're seeing it on a greater scale. And I came in more so towards the angle of this is why you definitely will pay Zach Lavine, even if you feel like, oh, he didn't show me as much last season because you're missing that point guard. But now, to me, it even more emphasizes, right, the need to go out and possibly find that guy if you don't get a replacement for Lonzo Ball. I think that that's going to be big. I think that you have to talk about somebody on Lonzo's level coming in. Can you find that guy right away? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, because it's not many people on his level that's doing
It's
it.
not.
I mean,
He's not a great, oh my God, we can't replace this point guard, but he's a really good point guard.
no. He's a really good point guard. Like, you know, like I said, like I put Lonzo in high regard for being able to run a team, get everybody in their sets, and get everybody the ball exactly where they want it.
Yeah.
So when you talking about and I see Muggs in the comments. I'm entertaining the comments a little bit today. I see Muggs in the comment. We need to learn patience when it comes to Lonzo. This is the thing. You paid him 80 M's, and we talking about a knee injury and a bone bruise.
Yeah, this isn't about
No,
this.
with they tried to ramp him up and it's not working.
Yeah. No,
So
this is about
now,
patience. This is about having a concern around it. Like
like
Lonzo's not coming back sooner either way. He's not coming back any sooner either way, whether we're patient or not. Like it's not like we're waiting on him to tell us when he's good. We're waiting on his knee to tell us when it's good. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something that you can just, oh, it's going to be fine. He'll be okay. He'll come back. Right. Like this is something that could take serious effect on the Bulls off season and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
hey, let us know how you guys feel, man. Let us know in the comments below if you're watching this after or if you're listening on the podcast side, man. I know we don't drop the podcast side every single day. Guess what Ringo's job is going to be. But we're gonna get back on that as well, man. So we appreciate y'all for supporting over there as well. Give us a 5-star review over there as well, man. Shout out to y'all. Let's switch gears a little bit because we do want to talk about Lonzo Ball a little bit more, and we'll get into Zach Lavine and Devin Booker a little bit later in the show. But we do got to talk about what's possibly one of the worst losses in NBA history.
Oh, dog.
Was the Phoenix Suns playoff loss last night the first or the worst playoff loss in NBA history?
I first of all, can you do me a favor? I legitimately, cause I was debating on doing this. I need a single for this real quick, right?
Hold on.
I need a single for this real quick, right?
Hold on. We got Val.
So do y'all remember when Michael Jordan, you know, did the tween on the Celtics, and then he went and got him in bucket, and then, you know, Larry Bird went in the locker room and was like, man, that's the next greatest thing since Jesus out there. That's God. Whatever he said, he was him. Luka Doncic It's two and not two. Like he's like this dude is him. That's all I gotta say. The fact that Muggs thought this man was finna come into a game 7 and not be ready, and the Suns thought they had it. This man been playing against primetime people since he was 15. He don't know what the definition of a big game is, my guys. Like, because we was talking about it last night.
Yeah.
Utah only did that because they had Mike, and you made the retort. Yeah. Have you seen Luka?
Yeah. Have you seen Luka? Luka's a problem.
I legit legit, and I know I'm the wild take dude, but bro, you cannot guard him.
Like wild take dude.
I know I'm the wild take dude, but bro, it's legit. His last game 7, he dropped 46. He has the second highest point per game average in the playoffs since Mike. And he's 23.
Yeah, me and Hayes were talking about that before we recorded Locked
On. Bro, legit.
Like he's above like.
He's above AI, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Fam, legit. Last night was always cool. You got Jokic the MVP? You got Jokic the MVP, that's you? All right, that's cool. Y'all was talking about Giannis. The book was in there. I'm 5. Are you talking about that dude D book that y'all said was Kobe? Yeah, all right. Watch this. What like? I got nothing, bro. Like that was legit the worst loss. That was legit the worst loss. That was legit the worst loss, bro.
Worst playoff loss of
the
all
worst.
Time.
You led the NBA by a mile. By a mile. You had 50 points. Luka had 20. Luka was outscoring you at half. He had 29. You had 27 at half.
Yeah.
You had 27 at half. You led the NBA by a mile. A mile. And then you come out and do that. Like last night. I got no words for last night. I was just shocked. I was for real just shocked.
So let's run through some of the worst playoff losses, and we'll say if that's better. I mean, I guess you gotta go instantly, right? It's Chicago. You gotta go instantly with Utah versus the Bulls. Is this now? Here's the thing. This is the second round. Let's remember, it's the second round. Like, there's a lot of basketball still to be played here. Is that worse than the Utah Jazz loss in the NBA Finals versus the Chicago Bulls?
Bro, I'm saying yes strictly from the standpoint of they was legit like they gonna get game 6. We finna come back to game 7, and we finna smoke them. And Luka was legitimately on some like, all right, that's fine. And look, it, bro.
Is it worse than the Nuggets beating the Hornets back in 2009 in the Western Conference Finals, 121-63? Or the Western Conference first. It's first round. That was first round. My bad.
Well, I'm just taking everything into account.
58 lost versus Melo.
Fam, you had 20. They had 27. I can't unsee that, dog.
There's been some bad losses. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, is this recency bias? Hey, I'll say this, right? I'll say this in a similar. I don't want to say in a similar sense. closeout game, something that's a little bit more recent. 2015 Eastern Conference Bulls versus Bucks. 120-66.
No, because Luka outscored them at half by himself.
I get it, but I'm just saying, like, is this the worst? Like, I get what we saying, bro, but I'm saying, is this the worst ever?
Bro,
It's got a case for it. Don't get me wrong.
I just think yes, and the reason why I'm saying yes is because of the simple fact, like, you lost in the finals, and everything that they was talking about y'all didn't have, y'all improved on.
Well, they really didn't add a ton this offseason. They really kind of ran it back with the same team. If anything, you lost a couple of pieces, right?
Like,
it could be, dog. It's got a case for it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying
I'm not saying that you're wrong either.
Are we showing recency bias because it was last night, or was it actually one of the worst playoff, or is it actually the worst playoff loss of all time? 27 at the half is embarrassing. Is it worse because of how much trash?
Bro, they was talking big trash though.
Is it worse?
They was talking big trash, bro. After they got rid of the Pelicans, bro, wasn't they like working out in bro, like,
it could be, though. It definitely could be. I'm not saying right or wrong. I feel like other losses come to mind because this one, let's be real. Yes, they were the best team in the NBA, right? But they end up losing in the second round. This isn't the Western Conference Finals, Game 7 to go to the NBA championship. This isn't the NBA championship to win an NBA championship and you get beat like this, right? Like, yes, it puts you out of the playoffs. It's an embarrassing loss for the Suns at a minimum. I feel like the Phoenix Suns absolutely just didn't show up. And they never stood a chance in this game. They never stood a chance at competing with the Dallas Mavericks. Like, Dallas absolutely was, and I got to give more credit. If I give credit to anybody, I got to give credit to Jason Kidd.
bro.
His game plan for Chris Paul.
I've never seen them play defense, but I'm not gonna say I ain't never seen them play defense like that. But the type of turnaround that he did with them in a year, bro.
Yeah.
Because remember, bro, they were one of the highest offensive efficiency teams in the league last year. Like, they would, like, these mothers were scoring now 121, but we was like, bro, they gonna give up 116.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, now these mothers up here playing defense on the string with 6'9" Norman Powell. Like, at
Norman Powell was getting busy in this mug. I can't even be mad at Norman.
Hey, Deandre Ayton, we got some questions. We don't got questions, but we got questions. Like,
yeah, we're gonna get into that as well. But here's the biggest question, right? I think this is the biggest question that you have to ask when you're talking about this series, when you're talking about how this series went, and it's the question that's gonna get the most attention, right? Like, when you're talking about this Phoenix Suns team, yes, you think of Devin Booker. Yes, you think of the DeAndre Ayton story as a huge storyline. Them not being as good a team as we thought they were going to be in this playoffs, right? And the ups and downs that have come with that. But it comes down to one name. Is Chris Paul him? When we're talking about, and I'm not talking about just in the NBA right now. When we talk about greatest NBA point guards of all time, where is Chris Paul in that conversation?
I mean, to me, he got to get a ring.
It's not the same. Listen, he's one.
No. Let me not be disrespectful. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the
greatest NBA point guards of all time.
No, he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame. But when you talk about that list, where do you put it? Right?
All
Like to
right,
me,
so
I'm gonna be real with you. I said this before. To me, if Russell Westbrook gets a ring, he's definitely above Chris Paul.
oh no, yeah, no, oh yes,
Whichever one gets a ring first.
yes. All right, well let's because we talking about okay, so we got Magic.
Magic.
I'm not putting this on order. So we got Magic, Isaiah, Steph,
Stockton,
Stockton,
Nash.
Yeah, Nash is in there.
Now Nash is one
So
that's very similar though, right?
so
But
what
like
that's five.
Nash with 2 MVPs is wild. Nash with a couple of MVPs, but is Nash over Chris Paul? Like that's kind of where, like for me, that's what I mean. Listen, the guy he played against,
I would say so.
Jason Kidd,
But Jason Kidd is up there.
and Jason Kidd got a ring to go with all his
Yeah, yup. Two finals appearances and a ring.
Like I
Well,
feel
three. I had three, wasn't it?
he's got two.
He got two. He got two with Jersey, right?
Jersey, and
That's three. Yeah, three.
Yeah, dog, you
Three
went
finals appearances, a ring.
3 NBA final. Yeah, dog, I mean, for me, I would say my top 5 will always Magic will always be in my top 5.
All right. So we got Magic.
Isaiah Thomas is 2 for me. Well, Isaiah Thomas is still 2 for me. Stephen Curry's probably 3. Isaiah Thomas is still 2 for me because of how he won his rings when he did. Nah, I take that back. John Stockton is. I'm gonna go Curry too. I'm gonna finally make the move. I'm gonna go Curry.
Man, look, I've been trying to tell y'all.
I'm gonna go Curry too. I'm gonna make the move. I'm gonna say Isaiah Thomas 3, Stockton is 4. 5 is where you got the question mark, right?
Yeah,
like, you
got my list up until that point.
It could
because you can make the argument that you could put Nash in there, but you could put Kidd in there.
There's no. It could be Nash. It could be Kidd. To me, it could be Russell Westbrook. It could be It can't be the Big O to me anymore. Because I've seen.
No, it can't. Because Rush
demolished
that record.
He destroyed the record. Like the Big O's in there because of the record. Like I feel like he's not on that list for any other reason except that he was the triple double god. Yeah. And now that name has been taken away. So you could go like 5 is a toss up. But and I'm gonna be real with you. On that list, I don't think I put Chris Paul above Steve Nash.
Oh no! You got. I
don't think I put Chris Paul.
He got 2 MVPs over him.
I don't think I put Chris Paul above Jason Kidd on that list. So he's
not above Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd got 3 finals appearances in a ring.
You could be talking about Jason Kidd, or you could be talking about Chris Paul coming in 7th, maybe 8th on the all-time point guard list, which is still really good. Like we're talking about every point guard of all time. Bob, by the way, I'm not throwing a Bob Cousy on that mug, dog.
Please don't.
Get Coos out of here, bro. No Cousy on my list. But I look at this and I say that like there's a lot of question marks with CP3's career. To say he's a great, you can say, listen, could CP3 be the Peyton Manning of this time? Could CP3 be their Peyton Manning? Great regular season.
Peyton got the 2 though.
Peyton got some rings. He definitely
Peyton got you 2.
That second one,
I know. Yeah, no, that's right? Second one. He was
like CP3.
He was definitely stop putting that mess.
CP3's career isn't over, right? Like CP3 could like all of a sudden start to fall off. He could be 41, 42, still playing in the league, attach himself to a team where he gets a ring, and he's not the focal point on that team. But
yeah, I would have to agree with you. He got to be the Peyton Manning. He got to be the Peyton Manning.
it's tough. You know what I'm saying? I like Maul's comment here. But did Steve Nash really deserve 2 MVPs? I can see 1, but 2 also. Manning 1, 2. Yeah, Steve Nash is definitely in debate on them MVPs.
Oh well, yeah,
I've
nah,
always debated them MVPs. I ain't gonna
Shaq
lie.
was definitely in there.
Yeah, you know I'm saying I've always debated them MVPs, but at a minimum, right? Like if we're being 100% honest, he won them.
Yeah.
So I can't
So
take the accolade away from him. But when I talk about like greatest point guards of all time, CP3 is definitely on the list, but he ain't high on it for me. He's absolutely not top 5 on it for me. And for me, he never has been. A ring solidifies that absolutely. A ring to me puts him top 5 because I think that CP3 is a better point guard than Jason Kidd was. But Jason Kidd, just like he can do more, he has more talent. But Jason Kidd won more than CP3 ever did and was a huge part of why his teams got to the NBA Finals.
hey, them New Jersey Nets teams was nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Mad
Was
nice.
a huge part of why his teams got to the NBA Finals. And so I think you have to absolutely take that into account as where Chris Paul hasn't even been a huge part of his teams getting to Western Conference Finals. Like there's some dudes that are built different. Hey, what did Draymond say? There's some dudes that are built for 82. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but maybe Chris Paul is only built for 82.
Bro, that's wild. Like I don't think he gets one, bro. I legit I don't think he get one.
The funny thing is when he was on Charlotte, there's a game where Rondo yells at him and says, I've got a ring and you don't, and you'll probably never get one. And that was like 13 years ago. 13 years later, Rondo is still right. Yeah, I'm saying like
The prophecy is becoming true.
the
Dang.
prophecies. Rondo was a prophet nobody knew. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports and national sports on this show every single day. Go ahead and just hold on. It didn't even play through on me. Hold on. I said go ahead and just
Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
hit that like button, subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. We also talk national sports daily on this channel. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing us so much love, man. Hey, we gonna keep it pushing, man. We got a lot to get to today, man. A lot of topics to break down. As we talked about, is Chris Paul him? We also want to get into another interesting topic, right? Because I think this is a topic that will stick with Bulls fans, right? And will really have you questioning a lot of the takes that Bulls fans have had throughout the season when you see how Devin Booker played without his point guard. Is Devin Booker really better than Zach Lavine? Is it time to revisit that conversation? Because a lot of what we said was, he was doing this when Chris Paul wasn't there. Now we see what it means when Chris Paul isn't there. Is Devin Booker really better than Zach Lavine? Or does Devin Booker benefit quite a bit from having a top 10 all-time point guard on his team?
Oh, well, you know where I've been for like the last season and a half. I mean he's still better than him. He's still better than him in my opinion. He has a better all around game, and I don't think now when I say that it's not that far off. I'm still looking at Zach's handle. Still how he kind of gets to his spots and that and everything like that. I think he could clean that up a little bit more, but I still think you know Devin is better. Devin is better than Zach. I think if you look at the game plan that Dallas implemented, I mean, it was perfect. I mean, basically we just gonna run. We're just gonna run bodies at Devin. and then tire Chris Paul out so that way when he gets to the fourth, he has no type of energy saved up. So yeah, I mean that's still where I've been at the whole season. I mean it was just a bad Jason Kidd adjusted. It was just a bad last 2 games for him.
I would probably still. I think I would agree with you, right? Like because I feel like Zach Lavine is. There's certain parts of his game that haven't developed as quickly as we would like him to. Now, granted, you also have to take a couple things into account, though, right? Like if Zach Lavine had Lonzo, or when Zach Lavine had Lonzo, would we
Oh
say?
no, Zach had Lonzo, he was getting busy.
You know what I'm saying? Would we say that Devin Booker was head and shoulders better? If Zach Lavine had Chris Paul, a top 10 NBA point guard all time, would we say head and shoulders Zach Lavine is better? If Zach Lavine was healthy this season, would we say that Zach Lavine was a Devin Booker is head and shoulders better than Zach Lavine? I don't know if we could say any of those things based on what we saw when Chris Paul went out, right? Like I can't say that everything that I'm basing my opinion of Zach and Devin is based on what we saw in these 5 games, because I also watched an entire NBA season where they eviscerated people. But
Oh,
I also have to look at the fact that it was while Chris Paul was playing there, while Chris Paul was healthy. When you started to see the Suns, right? The Suns still won with Chris Paul out, but
that was like what 20. That was 21-3 when he was out. He was averaging what 32.
Devin Booker was still cooking. Like I'm not basing my entire opinion based on these 5 games here, but you do see how the game comes easier when you have that top tier level point guard on your team. And when he's not there, you saw the struggles that came. Like you said, they ran that double team at Devin Booker. It really affected them. They were very physical with him. Those are some things when people are physical with Zach Lavine gets physical back. You know, those are some things to me that I think are a feather in Zach's cap. So I feel like the gap, I'm not going to say that Zach Lavine is better than Devin Booker, but I feel like the gap might be closer than we think. Right? Like it felt like at times this season there was no gap. Like it was a valley.
Oh yeah, nah. It wasn't a gap. It wasn't a gap in the regular season because when they played, he was absolutely dropping them off.
But also when they played, Zach not healthy.
That's another thing too. We didn't see Zach healthy, so we didn't get that full on matchup of like
And in
okay.
the past, when we've seen Zach Lavine versus Devin Booker, it's not like Zach has just been the scrub, right? Like, uh, it's a tough conversation to have because I feel like it's a narrow minded. Like, right now, is Zach Lavine better than Devin Booker this second? Right? Like, to me, that's not how you want to have the conversation. But there are a lot of things that I looked at from Devin Booker in this playoff series. There were a lot of things that I looked at in Devin Booker's game as a whole, right? Where I say, listen, Zach Lavine could have done more if he's healthy. Zach Lavine could have done more if he's able to attack more. And if Zach Lavine had CP3, I absolutely think Zach Lavine would be on the same level of player Devin Booker is. But the one thing I can't take away is that Zach Lavine's ball handling is not good.
Yeah, nah. I mean, and like I said, I mean, when I first brought this topic up a year ago, it wasn't
I
like
think it was much closer then.
yeah, nah, like, but you could see at that point in time, like Devin added some new things to his game a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was just like, I mean, I didn't say he was just like head and shoulders above him, but it's also things like, I mean, we've talked about his handle. I brought up him. It's not Zach's side selection that I don't like because him and Devin basically take the same shots. Like I'm just keeping it a buck. But
He's got a little more of a mid-range game.
yeah,
Devin's a little
but
bit
it's
I'm a back to the basket turnaround Kobe fade J in your face.
yeah. And so yeah. To me, it's just you know that Devin gets to his spots a little better for me than Zach would, but I mean that's just
It's because of the handle, right? Like Zach
yeah.
Levine getting to his spots is tough. If you can't handle the ball well, it's going to be tough for you to get to your spots. I think that's one thing Zach Levine has to work on coming into the next season. It's the one thing I would love to see him improve on, right? Um, but I mean,
Yeah.
if we're talking,
It's not that far apart. It's way closer than we think.
I
But
think it's
just
way
for me, I'm picking Devin.
I agree with you. I agree with you, right? But at the middle, in the middle of the season, it felt like it was a valley. It felt like there was no way on God's green earth that Zach Levine was on the same level as Devin Booker. Even though when he played him this year earlier in the year, he did drop 32, 6, and 8 when he was feeling a little more healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's Zach on Booker, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Now D Book got busy as well. We're not gonna act like he didn't, but you know what I'm saying? Zach can cook a little bit when he's healthy. But the one thing that I think you also have to look at is there are more moments now where I look back on the season knowing where Zach was at 50% of a knee, where I look at it and I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Mm, yeah.
Like Phoenix, you think about when we played Phoenix in them, those were all back to backs. And you had Phoenix, Golden State, and Philly all in that span of games right there. That was in the month of March. That was one of the toughest months for us. That was when we first started looking and we were like, hey, we keep getting our butts kicked. And we at home now. What's going on?
This is a nice. I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't know. We keep getting our butts kicked. What's going on here? This is not fun. You know, that's when we started looking at that. And that was a lot of the time. I mean, Zach shot, and I think he might have left that game as well. Now he played that full game, that Phoenix game. I think he left the Golden State game early. But Zach shot 14% in that game. Yeah, I'm saying, like, that's not good. But I'm looking at it in the situation of now I'm remembering back to where all of a sudden the knee injury popped up, and I'm remembering those were the games where we started saying, what the heck's Zach Levine doing? Why is he not in the corner? Why is he not playing defense out there? Why is Zach not cutting? Why is he not attacking the rim? Why is Zach not right? Like now, all of a sudden, you're talking about him being out 50% of a knee, and you're like, oh, okay, it makes a little bit.
This is starting to make sense now.
And I feel like that's something that you have to take into account with it. I would still give Booker the edge, but I felt like it was a huge edge early in this season, and now I feel like close a little bit. To me,
Yeah, and because he was hurt, so you really didn't get to see him fully at 100%, and for the most part, I mean the Suns did they had their full roster, the Bulls didn't, so it's just I'm gonna be interested to see what they do going forward. Him and Devin, but it's not like a far gap. It's in terms of the gap, I'll probably say like I wouldn't say 60-40, but like it's close.
About a 20% gap. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think not to say he's head and shoulders better, but I think we both agree he's a better player. But it's about how much better at this point, and what are the reasons for him being a better player. Like honestly, if Zach had his league average this year, we probably would feel completely different about it.
Mm-hmm. And I think I think honestly to even further that point, like Devin, if you would have said Chris Paul went out the first year and he missed 21 games, and then you tell Devin to do that, I don't think he gets it done in that like they still win, but I don't think they roll the way they did.
Yeah.
But the fact that that he was more seasoned, and then Chris goes out. Hey, well, I learned from Chris. This is what you got to do. So now I'm just about to start just demolishing people. So
yeah, it makes it's a complete game changer. It really is. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us today, man. Appreciate the love that you guys have shown. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel, even when my chair continues to sink. One day I'll fix this chair, but not today. But not today.
it's not gonna be today.
Not gonna be today.
Not
Hey,
gonna be tomorrow.
down on Ringo.
Might not even be next week. But at some point, we're gonna fix this
The
stuff.
sad part is Hayden sent me the piece to fix the chair, and I just didn't order it for some reason. Because I was like, oh, I'm not paying $12 for this. But then now I'm just like, I'm gonna just pay $12 for this. Yeah, I mean, like it's $12 at this point. But I was like, I can go get this piece from a hardware store much cheaper. And instead I'm sitting here sinking down every single day. I got that sinking feeling. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Also, check us out over on the podcast side.
Yes,
over
sir.
On the City Breeze over on the podcast side, man. Get in tune with us on that as well. We got more NBA content coming y'all way, man. And we appreciate y'all for showing so much love. Hit us up on Twitter as well. Tweet me at Pat the Designer. Tweet Steph at Stephon the Don1. And follow the Windy City Breeze on Twitter, the WC Breeze. You can give us a follow over on there as well to keep up with updates on the show. Like, hey, the host has COVID. We're not going to have a show for an entire week. As y'all can see, still got a little bit of the cough from that mug, man. Got to keep them.
Hey, you in here though? You in
I'm
here
in
though?
this mug, man. I'm in this mug. They can't keep me down. These haters can't hold me back. Yeah, man. Stop playing with me. We're not slowing nothing down, man. We got money to make out here, man. I gotta buy a new chair. We gonna keep it pushing though. We gonna keep it pushing. We gonna keep it running, man. Shout out to y'all for showing love. And here's another question for you from the NBA playoffs. When you're talking about the finals runs that we're about to see, neither team is in the race anymore. Both the Bucks and the Suns lose yesterday. Question on the table. Was the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns finals runs based on the fact that there was injury all over the board last season?
Man, I don't want to keep saying it because I don't want to come across as a hater, but hey, man, like for the Bucks, yes, I for the Suns, I think they would I think they would have smoked the Lakers.
Well, they went up against the Clippers.
Yeah,
No Kawhi.
the clip. I think they would have. I think they would have. Oh, so they wouldn't have played the Lakers? Is what you're saying?
Well, the Lakers were beat in the first round.
I know. Yeah. So they would have smoked the Lakers.
Yep.
The Clippers, but even then they still in the West Final. Yeah. So
Clippers.
Yeah.
No Kawhi.
Yeah, no Kawhi. You have Paul George, and they still took you 6. If they got Kawhi, you getting smoked probably in 5. I'm not gonna lie to you because
It's interesting to I feel like the Suns probably could have still done it. No Kawhi is big. No Kawhi is huge, right? Like Kawhi Leonard not being there is huge. But I feel like you still could have gotten that. Maybe it goes to 7 instead of 6. But I feel like you still could have gotten that. But for the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Like the entire playoff run was muddled by players being hurt, players going down, right? Like Trae Young ends up getting hurt in that playoff series.
Didn't have the dogs against Miami.
Yeah, didn't. I mean, y'all still got swept though. But
for the ECF Nato. For the ECF Nato.
I knew he was coming in big spicy today. But no, just missing. There was a lot of no Kyrie. Harden was on like half a leg. You know what I'm saying? Like both knees were
Hey, that was peg leg Harden out there.
peg leg Harden out there. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like Seamus from Family Guy. Both legs were peg leg. That was the problem, right? But I mean, honestly, like,
both my legs.
you gotta take that into account and say, and not that. Here's the thing: it doesn't taint the finals for me at all. You want to?
No, I don't. It don't.
I'm not one of those.
It was a great final.
Come in here and be like, well, they won the finals, but ain't no but. They won the finals. I didn't win it. I'm upset. I won an NBA championship. Ain't no but. Ringo talked big junk about that bubble ring, but guess what? If Ringo had won a bubble ring, he'd be.
Hey, we out here. We out here. That's big for it. Hey, that's 4 right there. What you mean? That's 4.
He could care less about where he got it. That's a bubble ring. Hey, I will say the most wild thing ever is when they said this wild to see that this is how the Lakers won their ring, and all you hear is like the sneakers just from them jumping up and down. Somebody put that video together. I was dying laughing at that, bro. But I feel like that you have to say that injuries absolutely played a part in it, but I can't take it away from the Bucks because guess what? Injuries could have played a part in them winning this series. I'm not saying Chris Middleton's the end all be all. Y'all know my feelings on Chris Middleton, but if Chris Middleton's out there, there's somebody else to guard Jason Tatum. There's somebody else to guard Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to take away them winning an NBA championship because I feel like, oh, well, these things happen. But I can also say that without those injuries, I definitely don't believe that the Bucks are in the NBA Finals. And I could make an argument that the Suns might not have even been in the NBA Finals last season. Like, honestly, I could see a scenario where if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, who's going to slow him down, him and Paul George down?
That was valid. That was valid because Paul was cooking them, and if you have a 60% Kawhi, does that even happen? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's definitely valid. I mean, I still feel like it was a W for the league because we got something different.
2 years in a row now. They don't even have conference finals now. Now it might be Golden State in the NBA Finals again, but
we actually got to get into that though because
don't get into it.
Hey,
don't get into it, my boy. Yeah, I'm saying, but it was just I don't know, man. It was one of those things for me where I was like, you have to take injury into account. You have to look at injury as a factor in every playoff series. But that's what happens. It's like what Pat Bev said today, and I loved Pat Bev coming out and just being Pat Bev. He wasn't out there trying to be, hey, I'm looking for a job at ESPN, Pat Bev. He was, I want to make sure y'all hold Chris Paul to the fire. I want to make sure y'all hold Chris Paul feet to the fire. Like, you're not about to come out here and all of a sudden Chris Paul isn't the reason that they lost. Nope, Chris Paul is the reason they lost.
But you heard what he said though.
He did tweet that at halftime, by the way. Who finna come up with a suspect middle of the game injury?
That man was on First Take. He said, "Hey, if fifth was a fifth, we'd all be drunk." I said, "Hey, okay."
He be watching the show.
I said, let me find out you watching us.
Pat Bev, What's good? What's good, Pat Bev?
Okay, what's up? What's up? Talk to me then.
It's just one of those things, right? Where like I feel like this is how the NBA Finals used to be. There were teams that just made the finals. And yeah, you had your players that consistently made it, right? Like Jordan consistently made it. Magic made it consistent. Larry Bird made it consistent, right? Like there were always those guys. But then there would be teams that would just get in there. Houston. Yeah, I'm saying all of a sudden Utah's in the finals. All of a sudden Phoenix is in the finals. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like there were those teams that just found their way into the NBA finals because they added pieces that made them tougher. This is how basketball wants things to go. You don't want the same dude winning every single year. At a certain point, you kind of do, right? Because you want to establish that storyline. You want to establish that dynasty. But really, you want to have people get into the finals that you – Detroit. All of a sudden, Detroit's in the NBA finals. Oh, what the heck is that? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Miami's finding their way into the NBA finals. Like the NBA wants to have those storylines, and the best teams are always going to find their way back. Guess what? Because they have the most money. The Lakers are going to find their way back. The Bulls will eventually find their way back. I don't know about the Knicks. The Knicks are run so poorly they might actually not find.
Hey, the Knicks
run poorly from.
bro. I'm gonna say this real quick. The Knicks might not get back until James Dolan got to give up control of the team. I don't know when it's going. I don't know when it's going to happen.
He might actually have to die.
Bro, like
Might have to die.
Am I gonna have to? Bro, he's the only owner that's like he's there, but he's not there. Like I've never seen an owner just be like, "Hey, bro, like, I know I'm the owner, but yeah, hey, you go ahead and handle the day to day stuff. I'm finna go play with this band,
yeah,
real quick, and then yeah, I don't want the responsibility, but just make sure you got butts in the seats. All right."
It's gonna be. They're so bad, bro. They're bad to the point I almost feel bad for Knicks fans. Like I don't even like Knicks fans. I don't like because like no matter what, right? Like Knicks fans will always be like,
"We taking it this year.
We're going this year." Like if you take a 20-minute train ride, like you'll think the Knicks will win. You'll think the Knicks are winning the championship. You'll think that the Giants are going back to the Super Bowl, bro. Like you'll be convinced by it, and you'll be like, "What happened? Like maybe the Knicks got a shot. Maybe I'm missing something."
One of my hey, Daniel Jones got it like that,
like you'll really believe that. Oh, these mugs really killing it. But I think there's no hope as long as they've got that ownership because the ownership will always disagree with the coaching. To me, the ownership seems every coach that comes in there, the ownership disagree with, and they somewhat turn on them. Like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But we're not talking about the Knicks. But the whole point of me saying that was to say, majority of your best teams are going to find their way back. Majority of the best teams are going to find their way to the NBA Finals. But the NBA's got to be loving this. Who the heck's going this year? You got Golden State.
Nobody
matching up with Dallas.
The Trouble 11.
Matching up with Boston, right? Like, what's your dream matchup here? Golden State versus Boston, maybe? I don't know what the NBA's dream matchup would even be in this. We're gonna get into that as well. Before we get into this conference finals, which Ringo's Miami Heat are in, y'all see how I'm trying to hold this off as long as possible, right? Like I'm just
hey man. hey, y'all, I'm convinced y'all don't love like y'all just don't love it when I'm right. Y'all just don't love it when I'm right. Y'all don't see it until it's too late.
I'm not gonna lie. The end of the season, I have to give you credit on. You were on point with the end of the season with the Bulls collapse. Bro, I think you called the Bulls winning 5 games the rest of the way. And I was like, bro, there's no way we win 5 games the rest of the way. You are tweaking right now, my guy. We're dropping to 6th. You said we would be in the play, and I was like, bro, we won't even be close to the play-in. Cap, we
Be in or close to the play-in.
finished 6th. We won like 8 games the rest of the way.
The Bucks gonna miss PJ Tucker. Oh my God! You know what? We actually do miss PJ Tucker.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Forget you, dog.
Hey man. I definitely said the man. Hey, Luka was gonna clip them in the game 7.
Yeah, you've been on point. You've been on point. This is my mic tweaking? What is it?
Yeah. It's like man low right now.
Like it's mad low.
Like I can hear you, but it's like yeah, can't hear it. Your mic bugging, bro. Like it's not low. I can hear you, but it's not. You ain't coming through as clear as you
As usual. All right. Well, let's see.
as you usually do. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm gonna drop this topic for you, and then I'll try and fix that mug. Question for the chat. Question for you. Before we get into these conference finals, is DeAndre Ayton, after everything we saw in this playoff series and last night, a max player?
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. To me, I'm not gonna lie because me and Pat been talking about this. Like, why haven't they paid Aiden? If I'm looking at it correctly, I mean this is the weird part about it, right? He's got the size. I mean, and if you look at him, he really should be dominating this matchup. And this is the thing. I don't think that he is a max contract player just because he doesn't have that dog. When you talk about it and then you look at it, and then Monty comes out and says, "Well, you only play Aiden, you only play Aiden 17 minutes. In 17 minutes, you gave me 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists on 2 of 5 shooting." Baki, you know what we call that, man. We out here getting like Aiden was out here getting active. Now,
How it sound now?
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. You clear.
Well, that's right. How long it's been doing that? Ain't nobody said nothing. Dang.
Now you straight now. But yeah, we call that out here getting active. I mean, I think when you go back and you look at it, right? I mean, for Dallas, Dwight Powell, fam, 6'10". 6'10".
Yeah.
Like, get the ball, post them up, jump hook. What are we doing? Like, and I think the reason why he's not, and like I said, I'm gonna leave it at this. I think the reason why he's not a max player is because I fully believe it's internal. Like he has the capability to do it. He's shown it.
Yeah.
But he just gotta want to. Right now he just don't have. Now, hey, look, I'm not being generous. It say 6'10". It say 6'10". But yeah, I just don't think he got that want to in him right now.
Probably an NBA 6'10" on Powell. Yeah, man. Powell is
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a 6'8". My fault.
I go 6. About 6'8". I probably say about 6'8".
6'8". Yeah, I forgot.
Here's the thing for me with Ayton, right? Like, if he isn't a max player, does he come back? We already know that he's got beef with the Phoenix Suns owner based on some things that he said. We already know that the Phoenix Suns owner is just coming under fire based on some things that he said that might get him some disciplinary action.
Yeah,
NBA as well. Yeah, I'm saying a little tweaking out here, my boy. But
big tweak.
For me, I look at the situation with DeAndre Ayton and I say, is that a situation where the Bulls could scoop it and get a player? Because if you're not going to pay him the max, why would you bring him back?
There's no reason to.
because he's not going to want to be there not for the max. And I wouldn't give him, I'm going to be real with you, as a Bull, I wouldn't give him the max.
No, I was going to say,
I wouldn't give
they
him,
smoking if they give him the max.
Is any team in the NBA going to give him the max?
And now listen, it's a full-born once every day. Somebody gonna
That's a good one, Ringo. I give you that one.
it's a full-born
once a day.
Hey, somebody gonna do it. Hey, I guarantee you the King's gonna king.
I was gonna say it's gonna be Jordan. It's gonna be Charlotte. Charlotte gives him 180 million.
Hey, that's actually not bad. I was gonna say the Kings, but
that would be scary if he came east. I ain't gonna lie to you. But no, I don't feel like he's a max player. I've never felt like Deandre Ayton was a max player. I feel like Deandre Ayton is a really freaking good player. But he's up and down. He's very much like Chris Middleton. If you look at his stat line, it's very much Chris Middleton like.
Oh no, it's big Chris Middleton.
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have 35, and the next game he'll have 9 and 9. I think the allure of DeAndre Ayton at this point is that he's 23.
He's 23 and he's 7 foot.
And he's 7 feet tall. I said this on Locked On Bulls last night, right? Like it's nowhere near the same player level or comparison. But we were doing the keep wave trade for the bench pieces. By the way, check out the latest Locked On Bulls over on YouTube, or check out the Locked On Bulls podcast. We're trying to make that. I need everybody in here. How many people in here? 77 people in here. If you are a podcast listener, go to the podcast page and leave a 5-star review for us on Locked On Bulls. We're trying to become the #1 Chicago Bulls podcast on the internet. So go over there and do that for me as well.
Yes, sir.
Here's the question that I have to ask when we're talking about the about DeAndre Ayton. When you look at what he is he a max player because of his actual play or 23 in size? And the comparison I made to that was we did keep wave trade, and Tony Bradley's name, we're doing all like the weaker players on the bench that we saw last season. Tony Bradley's name came up, and I said I would keep Tony Bradley for one reason and one reason only. He is 24 years old and he is 7 feet tall, and he's a legit 7 feet, not a like. He might be like he's a legitimate 7 feet tall.
He might be if you put on the high top J's, you know what I'm saying?
No. Like he's a legitimate 7 feet tall. And it's not to say that I think Tony Bradley is good, but he's 24 years old. Maybe he develops into a rotational big. I would keep him on low money for that reason alone. And I don't want to see him come off of the bench a ton either. Like it's not like I'm saying put him in the game. $2 million a year. He's your third big off of the bench, and you hope that you're able to develop him into something. But he's 24 and he's 7 feet tall. And good guys at that position just don't grow on trees. I've seen certain flashes from Tony Bradley where he can be good defensively, where he can be good around the bucket. It hasn't been enough. But I would keep you on minimal money because you're big and you're young.
So let me ask you this:
max player just because of that.
So let me. Yes. I think he will be, because like I said, somebody's gonna pay him. And the case of the Bulls though, because
he did still get picked up by Steven Adams, they share.
No. Stop playing. Hey, for that, I just might actually pay Tony Bradley $1 million. That alone.
You lost $1 million when you got picked up by another man.
But in the case of the Bulls though, like, because they got Vooch, obviously, like, what would you pay if the Suns don't bring him back, which I fully expect them not to? Like, what do you pay him? What are you paying? What do you even bring him in
Talk
for?
about Ayton.
Yeah.
I would give DeAndre Ayton 100 over 4.
Wait, how much? Huh?
100 over 4.
You know, I'm not mad at that.
Like he's shown me that he can be a really good player. You're not gonna underpay him, and I think that's probably still underpaying him. But I would definitely give him, like, when you look at the other guys that are from Ayton's draft, would you say that he's giving you similar production to Luka? Would you say that he's giving you similar production to Trae Young? Would you say
No.
that you know what I'm saying? Like,
He's not worth 18 and 11 is not worth 25.
I mean, his role.
Well, not actually,
His
no,
role,
my fault.
I would say 18 and 11 is worth 25 in this NBA. Like, listen, 200 mil is 14 and 15 with 4 blocks. You know what I'm saying? I don't think DeAndre Ayton is going to accept that.
No, 17 and 10. I'm sorry.
Now, here's the thing. He can sign a contract for 5 years, 172 million. So you're talking about a difference.
So that's Chris Middleton's first contract almost.
Chris Middleton's first contract, essentially. But I would not pay him that. I would give him $100 million. I would give him $100 million because he's going to give you the defensive impact. He's going to give you the double. He's essentially giving you Vooch's numbers at a better percentage. Now, granted, not every.
He don't shoot the three.
Not every night. Well, I mean, Vooch didn't shoot the 3 great this year either. But he's not giving you that every night. But he also plays defense.
Oh, blocking is still a game.
You know what I'm saying? So I can.
Blocking is still a game.
If I'm gonna give you your 23, I would give you $100 million off rip. Like, that's where we're starting the bidding at. I think other teams will give him more. I think that other teams will probably pay him as a number 1 on their team. And that's probably where he'll go because he's going to be the 3 here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's the biggest difference. Like, you look at the other guys in his draft, Luka's the 1. Trae Young's the 1.
Well, I don't. Now, see, that's the thing, though. I can't say that somebody's gonna pay him as a number 1 because I mean, if you look at Charlotte,
well, you giving somebody 172 million, you paying him as the number 1, basically.
Oh yeah, well yeah, as he is the 1, yeah.
Yeah, you're paying him like he is the 1. I'm not saying he's coming to your team as the 1, but I mean, listen, he was the number 1 pick in the draft, right? Like, it was DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Luka Doncic,
Jaren Jackson to drop more music instead of getting on the court.
Jaren Jackson, like, honestly, out of the names in this draft, DeAndre Ayton, I'm gonna give the big names. I'm gonna skip some of the scrubs. Luka Doncic, Jaren Jackson. I'd say Ayton's probably better than Jaren, but it's close. But it's close.
It's mad close. Defensively, he can't hold a candle to Jaren.
Trae Young, Colin Sexton, Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges, Michael Porter hasn't really played. Troy Brown Jr. to Washington. Interesting. I didn't realize he went that high. He was the 15th pick in the draft. Woo! Oh God, Bulls pick Chandler Hutchison.
Another man's trash.
Yeah, no, just trash. Anthony Simons. Mo Wagner winning that one.
I can see Portland doing that though.
Mitchell Robinson, like, these are just some of the names I'm just picking off of here, right? Bruce Brown, like, can we say that he's head and shoulders better than a lot of the names on here?
No.
Like, I don't feel like he's. I can see Jaren Jackson being the number 1 on the team.
Yeah,
The number he is the
see,
number two
I
on
don't
the team.
I don't think it's like he blowing them out of the water. Cause I mean, you got Luka, you got Trey.
They're head and shoulder. That's the class of it. Luka and Trey are head and shoulders better than Deandre Ayton.
Luka,
Jaren Jackson is
Trey.
probably your next best in that situation because Michael Porter hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
Uh,
But when he
I
has been
skipped
on
Shea
the floor,
Gilgeous-Alexander too.
who?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, so that makes you what? 6, 5?
He's probably the fifth or sixth best player in that draft, and he's the number 3 on the team. You know, he's looking for 172 mil. I'm not giving you that.
Portland might do it. Charlotte.
Portland's a good name. Portland might do
Kings.
it. I can see Portland doing that because here's the thing, right? There you have to become the number 2. I feel like that's a situation where it gives Dame the Dame actually needed. I think you got to trade Anthony Simons. Or you trade that.
I'm gonna tell you this. Wherever he goes,
because if you keep both of them, it's literally Bradley Beal and Dame Lillard, except now Bradley Beal's 22.
Hey, wherever he goes, that's gonna be a steal. I don't think that they need to do that because Dame's already seen that.
By the way, I will say this as well. Bucks fans are going to be losing their mind all summer because it said, hey, if you could play with one player that you feel like would get you over the top, who would that player be? And Damian Lillard retweeted and said, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So now Bucks fans are about to be, oh my God, we got to trade Chris. We trading Chris. We trading Bobby. Bro, they finna trade the whole team just to get Dame and Giannis together, and we're gonna be looking at that team and be like, it's Dame, Giannis, and the rest of them boys.
It's gonna be Dame, Giannis, Jordan Nwora, Bud, Jordan Nwora, freaking Connaughton, and then
and Grayson Allen,
and Grayson Allen, on bro.
Yeah.
On bro, that's gonna be the team.
That's the squad. And then they're gonna re-sign PJ Tucker. Like PJ is 45. Oh man. Hey,
we should have never let you go, bro. This man is getting cooked. I wonder why.
Hey, we appreciate y'all showing love to the show this morning, man. Hey, and this afternoon at this point, man, I missed y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I you can ask my wife. I'm gonna have her come on the show one day this week if she's at home any days this week. But I'm gonna have her come on the show one day this week and just talk about how I was during COVID. All I kept saying was, I got to get up and record something. I got to get up and record something. And she was like, lay down and die. I was like, I don't wanna. I have to record something. Like that day I dropped the 2 videos. Was that Thursday?
Bro, that man. Hey, I was wondering if you was gonna show up. What was that? I think it was the Zach video. That man just turned the camera on. The chair was just sitting there. I'm like,
bro, yeah, just turn the camera on, bro.
We're gonna pay.
Hey, bro. I was dying during that video, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like I was dying during that video. So for me, I was I'm glad that I feel better, and I'm glad to be back with the Breeze Nation, man, because I really did miss y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man, as we do talk Chicago sports daily. We also talk national sports on this mug on the Daily Show Daily. We're also dropping videos every day at 5. Got a video coming out talking about how the Bears will take advantage of their schedule at 5 today. It's going to be at 5, so tune in with that as well. Or let me double check that. I keep saying at 5. Let me double check it, right? Because the YouTube analytics change out of nowhere. If y'all don't know, YouTube analytics just be like, hey, man, like, we were this yesterday, but now we are not this. So let me double check here. Let me see. What's today? Monday. So it says that most of my viewers are on at 5. So we're going to drop this video at 5, and we're going to be in this mug, man. So be in tune with that. I already got it recorded. I already got it edited. So I have that ready to go. Also, we're doing this every single day. So make sure that y'all checking out the content every single day. If you haven't hit that button for the to get notifications. Hit that button, and if you haven't done so, join up on the Discord. The
You
Discord is
gotta join up on the Discord, bro.
kept me going while I was sick. Baki always coming through with the fire information on the Discord side of things, man. Join up on the Discord. I'm gonna drop that mug in the chat right now. And then, yeah, man, just get in there. It's free to join. We got it. It gives you the most updated videos as well. So, because YouTube be hoeing us sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you. So,
Nah, definitely.
but nah, man. Hey, we gonna keep this thing pushing along, though, man, because I've kept them waiting long enough. I tried to put it off as long as I could because we know
Hey,
he's in there
just
big
hate.
season. It's not hate. It's not hate. It's just I know you coming in big spicy. So we've talked about the Buck side of things. And now, after the loss yesterday, that I'm not gonna lie to you, was also in depressing fashion. Like, it wasn't even really a game at any point. The Miami Heat will face off against the Boston Celtics. How are you feeling going into this matchup versus the Boston Celtics? What is your prediction? This is not a cakewalk. Try to take some of your Heat bias out of it. Do you feel like the Miami Heat are guaranteed to return to the NBA Finals, or is this going to be a 7-game series?
Man, it's the Heat. It's the Heat in 3.
Game 7.
It's the Heat in 3. No, I'm just playing.
Really? I was about to say. I was like, really?
No, I'm just joking. Honestly, I think that this is going to make for a very good, not even very good. This is going to be a great Eastern Conference final. To me, because you know me, I like defense. If anything,
Yeah.
I mean you pretty much looking at the top 2 defenses in the league. You know, Spo's gonna come ready. Ime Udoka is gonna come ready. I think that this series is gonna come down to who wants it more, and then who makes those 50-50 plays. I think this is gonna be a 6 to 7 game series. But I'm rolling with my boys simply because of the simple fact. I think that and Jason Tatum's gonna be great. If Jaylen Brown is not on point offensively, in this series for them, it could be detrimental, because I have yet to see a game where both of them go off, because it's either one of them goes off and one of them is cold, or both of them are just not
clicking.
Y'all, I just swear. But I think Jason is of that mindset that, hey, I'm one of the top players in this series, and if Jaylen is there, Jaylen is there, they're gonna win. But I think that the calling card is gonna be Jaylen, and I think it's kind of a toss up too, because of the simple fact you look at where's Robert Williams gonna be and where's Kyle Lowry gonna be for us, which is why I think that this series is dead even.
Yeah.
When you talk about something like that, so it's gonna be good. I gotta go in 6 or 7, but I'm rolling with my boys.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm. What's the latest on Kyle? Last I heard, Kyle Lowry was not good to go.
Yeah. He wasn't good to go. But they said he's gonna try to warm up with the intent to play tomorrow. So we'll see. But it's just that I'm at a mindset like, what is he gonna give you offensively, because I know, like, if he's there, him and Marcus Smart are gonna cancel each other out.
I don't even think I don't even think the offensive side of it plays into it, right? Because
It's everything else.
He's probably the one guarding Jaylen Brown, right?
Yep, Jaylen Brown.
I mean, you don't want Gabe Vincent on Jaylen Brown. He's probably the one that's guarding Jaylen Brown. Last I see here, this is by SB Nation, says Lowry unlikely to play in game 1. That's huge because right now you lose your home court advantage. Right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Last night made such a difference because Boston was at home.
Yeah.
Last night made such a huge difference because Boston was at home. If you lose your home court advantage to the Boston Celtics, I'm not gonna lie to you. And if Kyle Lowry can't go for most of this series, I don't think there's anybody else that can guard Jaylen Brown on your team. Jimmy's got to guard Tatum.
Vic, I would say Vic. I mean that's the only other logical option.
I mean, listen. There's a lot of people that can stand in front of Jaylen Brown. That don't mean that they can.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio. No. Look, I get you. I was just as shocked as anybody that he produced. So I'm not going to sit up here. That's the only logical. That's the only other logical explanation.
So let's say Oli. Say Oli's guarding him, right? Oli's playing in front of him. Jaylen Brown's probably cooking Oli.
Yeah, I mean, if he's
Lowry can't go, and even if he can go, and he's got a back issue, I don't think y'all have the firepower to compete with the Boston Celtics. Defensively, you're a really good team, but PJ Tucker and Jimmy Butler can only guard 2 people.
We gotta rely on everybody else. That's how it's been.
Inside with Robert Williams. Robert Williams is good to go. Last I had seen. Let me double check that.
Now, I mean, he was active, but he ain't play.
I think they literally didn't play him because they were like, we feel like let's go. Let's see how the game is going to go. If we need you, we'll put you in. But he was available. The fact that he was available to play, to me, says that he's good to go because you wouldn't make him available to play if he wasn't good to go. Like, it's not like the Celtics or it's not like the Bucks were sitting up at night like, what are we going to do if Robert Williams doesn't go? Like, send Giannis in the paint and see if he can dunk on people. Like, the game plan didn't change.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at a scenario, in my opinion, where Bam's dealing with Al Horford.
But Bam guards 1 through 5 though, so
he can. But I mean, are you gonna put him on Jaylen Brown?
Most like no, I mean not the whole entire game, but at
some point. But I mean, like, and yeah, that could come into account. But then you have to also worry about, okay, now he switched on to Jaylen Brown. Al Horford still can kill you. He still has talent. He's still playing really well. I'm gonna kick this down now. PJ over. Okay, PJ switches over. Now, okay, PJ switched over. That means Pritchard's open in the corner.
Strus. I mean, fam, I'm like,
I kick it over to Pritchard. Strus steps up. All right, now that means somebody's open on the other side. Who's that? Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum? Take your pick.
All I'm saying is, hey, look, I'm not refuting nothing you saying. It's finna be a lot of zone, bro.
Ridiculous amounts of zone.
Fam, it's finna be a ridiculous amount of zone from both teams. You might get a 99-95 game. I
could see that 100%.
It is finna be that type of series. It's just gonna come down to like who's making those plays late in the game where like that was the difference. I mean, and these mugs ain't forgot. Like Bam blocked Tatum in the but like that mug ain't forgot about. Like these mugs ain't forgot. The core was still there outside of Al Horford, and I mean it's just gonna be great.
I think it's going to be a fun series to watch. I think it's going to be a hard-fought defensive series, but I'm not going to lie to you. If Robert Williams comes back, I think Boston wins in 5. Because I think there's 5. No, I think there's 2. Because here's the thing: you don't have Kyle Lowry It's not. What is it? Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You don't have Kyle Lowry tomorrow,
Right.
so you could lose the first game off rip. That gives
Right.
Boston home court advantage.
Yeah.
If Boston has home court advantage, we've seen what they've done with it.
Yeah.
That
that's fair.
It puts you in a bad situation starting off the series, right? Like if you find a way to win without Kyle Lowry out there, not to say that Kyle Lowry is the end all be all, right? But it allows you to have more bodies to switch on to people. You're gonna need as many bodies as you can to switch on to people. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, do you have the offensive firepower game in and game out to try and compete with what Boston is doing? Because like Hero was off a couple of games in this series, and it was like, oh wow, they can't score the basketball unless Jimmy's going for 40.
Well, I mean, it was like that. I mean, especially in the last series, that came to like because Mike was like, I seen y'all make the point. I didn't have trouble, and I'm just like, I mean, if you look at the numbers, we just wasn't hitting shots. So I mean, like,
that's all season.
Nobody was.
But it's not new. It's not something new. Yeah, I'm saying like.
I'm at a standpoint. I mean, you right. I mean, this series is gonna come down to,
and now you're going up against a defensive team that can match up with you. Usually, when y'all can't hit shots, y'all are a better defensive team than the team that you're playing, and so you're able to like match up that way. Now,
and they're legitimately like a carbon copy. So it's. Fam, I'm ready to get to it, bro. Like I'm like, fam. I just love defense.
Is there no basketball tonight?
No.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. It's the conference finals, ain't it?
No basketball tonight.
It's just baseball tonight. Oh God. And I'm not watching.
Now we gotta get into that too, though.
I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that before we get out of here, boy. My White Sox are, we're gonna finish the show on that. I've realized that I can talk baseball if I make it like the last segment of the show, because then I'm just having fun and nobody cares. But but here's something that I find interesting on the other side. Because we got into the Heat going up against the Celtics. I got to talk about the flip side of it in the Western Conference Finals. I absolutely think Dallas is about to meet their maker, even with how great Luka will be in this series.
Yeah.
I absolutely think, I will say 5. I think the Golden
we getting disrespectful.
I think the Golden State Warriors smell that old blood in the water that they used to get every single season. And Luka's never been here. And listen, it's a growing process. He's 23. Not to say he'll never get to this point again. Not to say Dallas is a bad team. I'm not saying none of that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If Phoenix had faced Golden State would have won.
Golden State would have smoked them.
Tested and true.
Golden State would have smoked them.
They've been here before. This ain't new.
Hey, we ain't new to this. We true to this.
All that whoop that trick that Memphis did, it looked good, right? But what did I say coming into that series? Oh, I want Memphis to win. I enjoy watching them, but guess what? They finna get smoked.
Chat, I want y'all to understand what this is right now. So he hype off Game 6 Clay. That's what this is right now.
Not at all. You know what it is?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm watching a Warriors team that's playing some of the best defense I've ever seen them play. And that includes all of their finals runs. They've never played defense this well. Now, granted, they did have one awful game. But outside of that one game, they've been everywhere defensively.
HB, Game 6 Clay is Jordan.
Game 6 Clay is
Game 6 Clay is Jordan.
Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.
Hey, the tweet was God level.
It's God level tweet. Shout out to Clay. You got to do it. You got to do it before. I feel like it's more God level if you do it before you go off in Game 6, but I respect it.
Yeah. And
it's not to say Luka's not gonna go crazy. But can I say Jalen Brunson is?
I think
Spencer Dinwiddie?
I think it's going 6. Now I'm not gonna hold you. Like the flip side to this, like in the East, we're gonna see mad defense. I think this gonna come down to 15 23s at minimum. Whoever knock them down, that's who winning. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. You could say Luka ain't been here before. I'm tired of that because before Luka got here, he was the MVP of the league that he was in and won a championship. Luka and Muggs be trying to tell you.
We can't put that on that. Yes, I agree with that.
Fam,
we can't put that on the same level.
He don't know. Big games don't exist. Big games don't exist to him. Like
this is my thing, right? How many of the people that he played against in that league in the NBA right now?
Is that what?
How many of the people that Luka played against in that league are in the NBA right now?
I mean, it's not gonna be no full roster.
Are there more than Luka?
I mean, yeah, like Luka, Dragic, like who else played there? Bogut. I'm not finna put Killian Hayes in there because Killian Hayes is trash. I don't care what y'all talking about with that.
I'm just saying we see the difference in them names, right?
I mean, but they hoop. That's a part. Hey, that's the second best league next to the NBA. Like LaMelo was in there.
I agree.
LaMelo was in there.
We always say that there's a here, and then there's a here.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is,
there's no Steph Clay in that league.
I know he's going to show up. I know he's going to show up. That's not a problem. I'm not gonna pick Dallas to win, but I guarantee you this is going 6 or 7. I guarantee it.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now.
But the Warriors is like that.
The Warriors took the same break that Jordan did.
Hey.
The Warriors took the same break as Jordan did. Hey, we was injured a couple of years. We good.
Hey, but I told y'all Muggs to stop talking crazy. Muggs was.
Ooh, I picked him to go to the finals.
No.
I picked the still valid.
Kid was like, man, we need to get rid of Clay.
Hey, kid picked Portland, so
bro,
Portland was going to the finals out here.
Hey, listen. We gotta understand when it get to playoff time, kid is like, fam. Do you realize? And I know if F was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But do you realize, like, the predictions that he made?
Yeah.
And the NFL playoffs going into this playoffs.
Yeah, NFL.
If they didn't happen, like Tom Brady ain't like that.
Hey,
27-3 vanished.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, dog, hey, I ain't gonna lie. His in the moment picks be tough. His in the moment picks be a little tough.
If that day would have happened,
hey, he said I wasn't wrong, but I was sweating.
hey, you,
bro, I'm telling you, like it's just one of those things, right? Where like I give Dallas all the credit in the world. I'm not taking nothing away from Dallas. I'm not saying that Dallas isn't a good team. I'm not saying that Dallas don't belong here. They absolutely belong here. They've shown that they performed, but there's levels to this. Luka's gonna play well. We all agree Luka's gonna play well. What's Spencer Dinwiddie gonna do in his first Eastern Conference Finals?
Luka.
What is Jalen Brunson gonna do in his first Eastern Conference Finals? Because let's be real, right? Those guys are a huge part of the reason that Dallas is here. We talk about Luka having 27 at the half. We don't talk about Spencer Dinwiddie having 24.
He had 30. Jalen Brunson had 26.
Not at the half. I'm talking about just at the half. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
talk about Dallas
They
having.
was dropping them off.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about Luka having 27 at the half. Jalen or Spencer Dinwiddie had 24. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that Dallas is in the best situation here because I think that Jason Kidd has shown that he can draw up a really good defense for you to be able to use to go at these teams. But sometimes there's just their team. And I'm sorry, the team that is there, you know what this feels like to me? This feels like, right? Like every team had their chance to kind of beat up on the Bulls when Jordan was gone. And then when Jordan came back first year, Orlando.
I was gonna say that.
This feels like the next year.
Yeah.
When Mike was like, "No, I'm back for real now. Yeah, y'all got us. Y'all got us."
Hey, I switched the jersey number. I was 45. I'm 23.
I'm 23 again. Hey,
Hey,
y'all got us.
hey, listen.
How did that Orlando team do after that year?
It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid.
That's what it felt like. That's what this feels like. It feels like, oh man, Dallas really showed them what they doing. Because then who did they lose? They lost to Memphis the year before, right? In the playoffs.
Yeah.
They lost to Memphis the year before. Now they back.
Yeah.
Playing against Memphis felt like the Bulls playing against Orlando when Jordan was back fully. Oh, okay. You got us. You got us. Hey, how was the finals? You'll never see it again. How was the finals? Don't expect to ever get back.
hey, bro.
That's how I felt, dog.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's legitimately one, and I'm like, I like it because it's like legitimately, Mudge was getting killed on Twitter every day on ESPN. Like before they got the squad back, man, the dynasty might be this. It's done. It's like, bro, did y'all not forget? Like we got hurt. Like we got hurt. That's what happened. And if we didn't get hurt, we probably would have won that title. Which, like,
hey, I said it early on. I said
we never lost. They
110% healthy Golden State Warriors will win the NBA championship. Stuck with my pick all year.
They're legitimately on some. We've never lost. Like I don't know what y'all. We never lost. We got hurt.
Hey, and guess what? This is gonna be a bump in the road. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Boston maybe got a shot.
No.
But if they play y'all in the finals, Golden State championship number 4. Or 4.
I'm gonna still roll with my boys.
I mean, I expect you to, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Hills are coming your way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no team that has nobody. Here's the other thing you got to take into account as well. If they get through, you got Dallas, you got Boston, you got Miami. Nobody else has championship experience
outside of Miami. That's crazy.
They got finals experience, but this Miami team don't got championship experience.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They got finals experience. Maybe you get to another one, but I'm gonna be real with you. Like, ain't nobody else been here before. That makes a difference. So I absolutely got Golden State. I think they annihilate Dallas. I'm gonna give it 4-1.
I'm gonna give it 6. I think Luka.
I hope it goes 7. I hope I'm wrong. I want to see a competitive finals, Eastern Conference Finals. I want to see it on both sides. But I feel like Golden State about to come in this mug and be like, "Boo!"
I'm legitimately on some. Luka showed you he's the MVP. He's like he should have got MVP. And I gotta give respect to J Kidd on that.
He should have had more consideration for MVP. In the regular season, I'm still going with other names in the regular season because Luka.
I hope it goes 6 and 7.
Luka wasn't this dude in the regular season. He just wasn't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hey man, we got about 7-8 minutes before we get up out of here, man, I do want to get to my White Sox a little bit. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. We also talk national sports on the Daily Show Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. So if you're new here, hit the like button and spread the word. The new Daily Show from 11 to 1. We talk everything on that mug. Sometimes it ain't even sports. We broke down a pitcher tackling a guy running around third base one time.
Hey, Pose, we still need you to get on that though.
On Pole, yeah. We need him coming off of the edge for sure. Nah, we coming in this final topic though. We're gonna get into this and then get up out of here, man. We appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. Listen, my Sox did not look good versus the Yankees. That's all I gotta say about it. It felt like Bulls Bucks. That's how that series felt. At every turn, everything you did, you were outclassed, you were outpitched, you were outplayed. The defense is still a up and down situation in itself.
Dog.
I can't stand some of the decisions Tony makes. But then, you know what? As much as I want to go at Tony, sometimes, guess what? The back end of the bullpen, not good. Until you get to Graverman, I get Joe Kelly's just coming back, right? But until you get the Graverman,
nothing.
Yeah.
And it's wild, right? Because like they just kind of like I'm like, fam, like these mugs look good against the White Sox, and then like the Red Sox, and then the minute I said something about, I was like, bro, Kopech has legitimately been the Sox best pitcher.
Yeah.
And it was like he could not throw a strike to save his life.
Yeah. No, when I'm watching the team, right, and there's a lot I want to put on Tony, but I just can't. It doesn't feel like the team is bad. It just feels like
they're okay.
It feels like the team is missing. I think the team is better than okay. I think the team is still a really good baseball team. We've seen that when they've played teams that are beneath them. And I think there's more teams this season that are beneath them than not. They played well against Houston. They played well against Boston this season, right? But I think the Yankees right now are the class of the American League. And I still think they're going to collapse when they get to the playoffs.
Come on now, this always happens.
It's what they do. But
I think Judge man hot right now. He killing their mugs, losing their minds.
Couldn't miss a pitch.
And Anthony Rizzo and John Carlos, they rolling right now. Hey, call me when we get to September, October, and they can't hit the side.
There are some concerns, though. Like, I'm not going to lie. There's some concerns. Defensively, here's the thing, right? The pitching has been shaky. But you have to also look at pitching as, are they making pitches to get you out of the inning? I can't say they're not. You know what I can say? Tim Anderson's bobbling balls at second base. We're dropping balls in the outfield. Leury Garcia's god-awful every time. I'm sick of seeing Leury Garcia out there. And he keeps batting second. What the heck is that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why they got him batting so high.
Oh, bro, I don't know.
I mean, that mess is baffling to me.
That's one thing about Tony.
Bro, it's like I don't know what's going. Like you said, I don't know what's going on with Tim and his education. Because like Tim's supposed to be the dude you relying on.
Agreed, but I also Tim is supposed to be the guy that you're relying on, and it is a problem that his defense is so shaky in these moments. But I also don't look at Tim and say, I'm getting something I didn't expect from Tim. I also don't look at Tim and say that I thought Tim was going to all of a sudden become this great defender. He's been god awful, but I don't have Tim Anderson on my team for his stellar defense. I have Tim Anderson on my team for his bat. His bat is still
that batting average.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's the only player I've ever seen be like, nah, I'm not taking a walk, and it works. Like, he doesn't walk, and it just works. But when I'm watching Tim, and when I'm watching what the Sox are doing, you can't have so many players. Like, you have to be able to hide people's deficiencies. And I feel like the White Sox right now, at least on the infield, can't hide their deficiencies with Tim Anderson on the infield. He's not a great defender. He's an okay defender at times, right? Tim can make some flashy plays. He can do some things where he's charging in pretty well. But he's probably never going to be a Gold Glove defender. But you need to hide that by having other people on your infield that are Gold Glove defenders. You need to hide that, but and having Yohan Moncada back helps with that. Having Jose's actually turned into a decent defender.
Jose is good. I've seen him make a play. It was actually a couple ways snagged it out there. I was okay.
Hey, Jose used to be god awful. Jose's turned himself into a little bit better of a player, but there's so many spots where the Sox defensively are deficient. Left field, right field, second base, shortstop, right? Like it's going to be tough for I can say our pitching staff is struggling, but realistically, when I look at the team that's on the field, the pitchers are often making plays to get you out of the inning, and guess what? The defense is bobbling it. So that's going to make more pitches, more opportunity for somebody to come in, crank one over the wall. That makes it hard on you. It just makes it hard on you. So the Sox got to get that cleaned up, man. I'm not overly concerned. I think we're just listen. You're gonna get right versus the Kansas City Royals. We essentially have a 5-game set versus the Royals here, which is a lot of games in a row. And then we go to New York and we'll get another opportunity at the Yankees. But you got a 5-game set to get right. You want to get your defense right now. You go to the Yankees and then you got the Red Sox at home and then a 2-game set versus the Cubs. So we're gonna see.
Y'all gonna get right.
Yeah, we're gonna get right. They're gonna get right. They're gonna be okay. Man. I think they're going to be fine in the division. I'm not worried about them in the division. I'm not worried about where they're going to end up on the opposite side of this thing. And I feel like they're going to be fine moving forward through the season, right? We're behind the Twins. We're behind the Twins right now, 3 games back in the Central, but who cares at this point? That's what it is, right? Like, who cares at this point? Is that breaking news right there? Hold on. Let's go to before we get out of here. Is that a little breaking?
Johnny Cueto?
Is that a little breaking news right there? Hold on now.
Well,
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not excited about that if it is at all.
Nah. hey, couple of years ago, maybe.
Yeah. It looks like it is breaking news. He'll give you a little hold on, let me hit you with a little looks like Johnny Cueto. It's gonna be moved to the regular roster. All right, that's enough. Hey, this is all you need to know about that. It means we're not in a great spot with our pitching staff right now. Like,
how you feeling, Johnny Cueto?
Johnny Cueto. Oh, okay. How's it going for you right now, Johnny Cueto? Okay, Pat. Great offensive insight. Yeah, prior to tonight's season opener at Kansas City, the Chicago White Sox purchased the contract of 2-time All-Star right-handed pitcher Johnny Cueto from AAA Charlotte and optioned infielder Danny Mendick to Charlotte. Good grief, thank God. That's another player right there, boy. Steve-O. Who? No, Johnny Cueto's a pretty big name. You probably should know who Johnny Cueto is. But hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Close it out with a little bit of White Sox talk. Appreciate y'all for showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page for the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan the Don. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We'll be back tomorrow from 11 to 1 for more Chicago sports talk content. We'll be breaking down, probably getting ready for the playoffs and getting ready for, Bears season, all that good stuff. Man, got a video dropping at 5, so make sure that you guys are ready for that. Not a second guy. Oh, Danny Mendick. Yeah, Danny Mendick is he's that who makes sense for that. We'll have a video dropping at 5, so make sure you guys are tuned in on that one as well. And it's going to be a Bears video, so a lot of fun on that. Enjoy doing that one for you guys. And I'm back full-fledged, feeling good. Appreciate y'all for sticking around with your boy and waiting on me to get back healthy. We back in the building, and ain't nothing stopping us now. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.